All right, let's dive right into a really big question for landowners in Papua New Guinea. What are your options when it comes to registering their customary land? We're going to break it all down.
So, you've got this land, right? But what's next? What's the best way to secure its future? Is it for your clan, your family, or maybe a business idea? We're going to explore the different paths you can take so you can make the right choice for your vision. But before we even get into the options, the first step, and this is absolutely the most important one, is you got to be crystal clear about what you actually want for your land, because everything else depends on that. So, to help you figure that out, we're going to break down the 3 main paths you can take when you register. And believe me, they each lead to a very, very different place.
Okay, first up, path number 1. Let's call this the path for the clan. This is all about the Voluntary Customary Land Registration System, or VCLR for short. So what is this VCLR thing really? Well, the whole idea here is that the land stays with the clan. It's a way to get a formal, official registration, but the ownership is collective, and it keeps its customary status.
So when is this the right path for you? Well, it's a great fit if your main goal is to keep the land as customary land, to preserve it. It gives you a formal way to manage things within the clan, like deciding who gets to use which piece, but, and this is the big one, it is not set up for getting individual bank loans. So that's a huge thing to keep in mind.
Okay, so that's the clan path. What if your focus is smaller? What about just your immediate family? Well, that brings us to path number 2, the Certificate of Title. Now, this is a total game changer compared to the first option. A certificate of title actually converts the land. It takes it out of that collective clan system and puts ownership squarely in your name, making it secure for you and your kids.
So who is this for? This is for you if you've built a house, for example, and you want to make absolutely sure it's protected. You want that clear individual ownership to avoid any arguments down the line. Most importantly, you want that land, that house, to go directly to your children, not revert back to the wider clan when you pass on.
Okay, path 1 was the clan. Path 2 was the family. Path 3, this one's all about the business. We're talking commerce, investment, big development projects. This is the state lease model.
So what's a state lease? It's a model where you convert your customary land to state land, and the whole reason to do that is to get access to bank loans and make commercial deals. Let me be clear, if you need money from a bank for your project, this is pretty much the only way to go.
And this quote on the screen, it gets to the heart of it. It's an agreement where you give your customary land to the state permanently. That's the part you really have to let sink in. This is not a temporary loan. It's a permanent transfer of ownership. A huge, huge decision. So how does this actually work? Let's walk through it. First, you make an agreement with the state. Then, your customary land is officially converted and, alienated. You're giving it to the state forever. In return, what you get back is a 99-year lease. Now, it's that lease, not the land itself, that you can take to a bank to get financing. Okay, that was a lot of info, so let's pull back and put all 3 of these paths side by side. I think when you see them all together, the right choice for you starts to become a lot clearer.
Yeah, check this out. This table really lays it all out, doesn't it? On one hand, you have the VCLR for the clan and the Certificate of Title for the family. With those, ownership stays with you, right? But no bank financing. On the other hand, you've got the state lease. That unlocks the money, yes, but at what cost? The ownership goes to the state.
So, at the end of the day, it boils down to one fundamental choice. You have the VCLR and Certificate of Title over here, where you keep ownership, and you have the state lease over here, which gets you access to loans and investment. It's a choice between control and capital. You really can't have both.
And that's really the most important thing to understand from all of this. There isn't a single best system that works for everyone. It's not about which one is better in general. It's about which system is best for your dream, for your family, for the future you see for your land.
So, that leaves us with the final question, and it's one only you can answer. When you look at your land, what future do you see? Is it a future for your clan, for your children, or for a business? Figuring that out, that's how you'll know which path is the right one to take.